This week we're working on our next step on our watercolors. So last week I asked you to make a still life at home or to choose from the still life that is still lives that are posted for the assignment for week 13. I have several still lifes here and I have sketched them on watercolor paper. This is a simple one. Okay, so we're thinking of at least 3 to 5 objects and we're showing overlapping. This is a more complicated one. If you're working online, I want you to choose from the online images that I have posted if you're not working from your own. If you are working in class, then I have pictures posted from the still life from each table that you can use as a reference. We are taking our still life and we're going to use our ruler, and by using the ruler we are going to straighten out our curves and divide up our shapes, paying special attention to light and dark values. And this still life sketch is already divided up in this way. We're going to keep our backgrounds pretty simple, but that will come next time. So what I'm going to demonstrate today is how to take my sketch, and we've done breaking up our shapes before, similar to what we did from our abstract drawing from first semester. So I'm going to use my ruler and I'm going to take out the curve. So I'm going to make several shapes. And so I'm going to have pretty flat corners. And I want to finish this shape, and then I'm going to show you how to do the curved vase, because sometimes curves are a little bit tricky. Okay. Now, when I come to this circle, the circular top, I don't want 32 lines, but I don't want to turn it into a diamond shape either. So carefully I'm going to look at this shape, and I'm going to have to turn the ruler multiple times, trying to keep in mind that it's going to end up looking more like an octagon than an oval. So it should not look like an oval when I'm done. And where I can get long lines, I will want to use those. And if I have corners that stick out a little bit, then I'll have to adjust those or take those out. So the shape of the jar here is going to change a little bit. I'm not going to show the pattern on the ceramic vase because I think that's pretty straightforward. Here I have a long line. And so that's essentially my jar. Now when I'm looking at my jar, the top has more light, so it's going to stay that way. But when I look at the bottom, the main part of the jar, I want to think about light and dark. So here, this is the light side of my bottle, and when I looked at the still life, I noticed there was more shadow on the left. This shape is a highlight, and these shapes are highlights, and this is the label. I'm not going to worry about the writing on the label, but I do want to get the shape, and you'll notice on the still life it was round, but here it is more like an octagon, and since these shapes are kind of small, I'm going to keep these other shapes larger. Okay. So just like this watering can, it was kind of a rectangle shape. The bottom turned in, so that shape was separated. So if I look at the picture, it's light and shadow. And then also because it's more like a box, this was light and this was more shadowed. I might decide this needs to be split one more time, but I'll kind of think about that. So keeping that in mind, I want to think about where the shadow side is here. And that's I could go straight, but that's kind of boring. So let's see if we can get something a little more interesting. That's a little big. So let's try something else. Maybe here and here. That could work. And then this plane is kind of flat. So again, straight up is a little bit boring because the jar is round. We'll have a few facets on the edge. Now this might still be too rectangular, so I might have to split that one more time. Okay. And let's split the lid into 2 pieces. Okay. Not very interesting. So let's split that one more time. Sometimes we don't know exactly how it's going to look, and that's not going to work either. It didn't show up much. So let's go this way. And I'm going to change this one. Sometimes we don't know if the divisions are going to work till we do that. That's a little better. We have one large shape on the top and 2 here. So this one I haven't done, but we would use the same strategy. And this rectangle is going to be too big, so I might divide it like this. I might divide it like that. So I'll have to think about that a little bit. So what I want you to do for this time is make your sketch, take a picture, and then use a ruler to start dividing up your shape. So there are 2 parts to this assignment. Remember to think about light source, and remember that all of the curves should be gone, and we are using the ruler. And you need to have this part done, the drawing done by Tuesday, and the divisions done by Wednesday or Thursday, because next time we meet in class, I'll be demonstrating the watercolor portion of the assignment. Goodbye.